Hey, what up y'all, it's your boy DethGalaxy, and today we're going to be taking a look at my updated FlameThrower build guide. So since my last video, there's been a lot of new perks that came into the game with Isabella's dungeon, etc. So we got some great mage gear that was able to drop from dungeons with some pretty OP perks that came into the game, and I added a few of those into the build, and I'm just basically going to do an updated showcase of my current stats and my current gear that I'm using, what perks I'm enjoying, and then I can show the stat points as well, and etc. So let's get right into it here. Alright, so to start it off, we'll start off with my helmet. So right now I'm rocking a light Shadewalker helmet, heavy on the physical. The three perks I got here is Critical Retribution, Deadly Frost, and Refreshing. I really like this Critical Retribution perk as it does give you basically 10 seconds of crit chance, which is huge if you do take a critical hit, so it can get you out of some sticky situations and help you bang out some big DPS to win the fights and maybe get out of there quickly with a W. So I really do like that perk, and having the Deadly Frost, that is a must for this combo, and also the Refreshing is just great overall to have those lower cooldown reductions. So yeah, this is a great hat. These perks are great. If I was to switch anything, you know, Critical Retribution, maybe if I had Resilient instead of that, it would still be good, but this is more of an offensive hat, basically to get that extra crit chance locked in. It's pretty deadly and I'm happy with it. So that's a great hat. That's a new upgrade I got since the last video. And just to clarify, we are officially full BIS. Everything I got now is full 3 perks. So now we're going to move on to my next new piece here. It is the Wizened shirt. It's the new chest from the dungeon. It's a really great chest. You got Elemental Aversion here, which is so good because it's just all elemental damage basically, instead of like where Resilient is only critical damage, so it does that up nice. Also you got Shirking Fortification. This is a new perk where dodging through an enemy attack grants Fortify. This perk was broken for a bit early on. It's still very great though. You know, you get that 3% defense for 6 seconds if you dodge a lot like I do in this build. It's really OP, and yeah, I do find it very beneficial to have, also with the Refreshing on there as well. And you can get this chest for free at the dungeon, so you can't complain about that. Alright, next up here we got my current gloves. So right now these are some gloves I rolled myself, the Tassetti gloves. They look pretty cool. It's from an armorer box, the guaranteed 600 gloves. So I just rolled them. They came out this way. I got the Refreshing Evasion, Physical Aversion, and Refreshing Pillar of Fire. So these are good defensive and offense gloves. But I'm going to show you another pair here I do rotate out to sometimes. So in this current setup, I'll explain here. This is my 200 con setup. So as you can see my stat points, I'm 310, 160. This is the build. I'll pop a 40 con food. I'll run around with 310 in 200 con, depending on what I'm doing. If I want to be more just DPS, I may go to 50 con with 450 int, so I'll switch out some of my gear to something like this. These are another pair of gloves that have a new perk that's very interesting. This one is Empowering Breaker. When your attacks are blocked, gain a stack of Empower, increasing damage by 3.9% for 5 seconds, and this can stack up to 5 times, so that's almost like 20% extra damage in certain situations for like taking down tanks on the point or anything like that. So I think this is a pretty slept on perk, and it's pretty OP when you're doing like an offensive build. Alright, next up here we got my pants. So I'm rocking some medium pants. These I've rolled myself. We got the Accelerating FlameThrower perk, which is a big part of this build. As you know, I do stack a lot of haste. We also run Keen Speed on our staff, so speed is a big important part of this build. If you haven't noticed, sometimes the speed and the haste can get you right out of CCs, grab wells, and let you just keep causing massive damage. I think it's super OP. Not a lot of people are using it. It's a big part that makes this build fun to play for me. And besides from the haste buff with the FlameThrower here, we also got Resilient. You can never go wrong with that. And also Invigorated. And I think this is also a really good perk to have at least one of, because you get Weaken, Disease, Exhaust, and Rend expire faster, which is really nice for those tight situations when you're rended up and you're trying to escape. It'll keep you alive. So I really like these pants, and I'll be keeping these for a while. So here's another new piece here. These are the Wizened shoes. These dropped from the new dungeon up in Merkard, and they're super OP with this new perk called Shirking Energy. If a hit is avoided by dodging while in a light equip load, gain 29 stamina. Now I think this perk is amazing. Ever since these came out and I was able to get these shoes, I've been able to do so many 1vx's and just escape situations. It's super OP. And these also have elemental aversion and refreshing, which is very nice. But if I do want to be a bit more defensive, say if I'm in a duel situation or something, I do have another pair I would throw on here. Let me probably throw on these. We've got refreshing, evasion, resilient, and healing tomb, just to stack up some more defense abilities and etc. But mainly if I'm just running around at my 300 int 200 con build, I'll be using these here. And then after my gear here, of course, I'm going to do the weapons quickly. So as you've seen, I was missing a few weapon perks, you probably noticed there, but that's because I do have them on my weapons, which makes up for it. And I do really value these weapons a lot. So my fire staff here, I got keen speed, big OP perk. Not a lot of people are using it. It's super OP. It helps me be a speed demon, basically able to run circles around people in OPR and do a lot of damage. And yeah, so we got this, the keen speed, vicious, and the fireball on the staff. Got the vicious for the critical damage. I find I don't really need keen with the fire staff because we got so many abilities stacking up our crit chance anyway. And we're also rocking critical retribution on our helmet, as you noticed. So we do crit a lot, and I do run the flamethrower, so I'm hitting so many times I'm bound to crit anyway. So I do find vicious more valuable than keen just to get that extra damage with the fire staff. Then when it comes to the ice gauntlet here, it's still rocking crystalline curse. Can't go wrong with this. You know, the enchanted unending thaw, refreshing move. I mostly just used my ice gauntlet as a utility, but it's nice when I do hit those big heavies or big lights to see them smash with that extra enchanted and get my cooldowns quicker with the refreshing move. And also having the unending thaw on there frees up more room so I can use gear such as these wizened shoes and this wizened chest here. It's like 3 perk stuff without a weapon perk. So that's the reason I am rocking those, and it has worked out very well for me. Just being able to utilize all the perks on the armor and the jewelry and everything working together really makes the build OP. So let's take a look now at the jewelry. This is probably the best part of my build. This makes it really stand out, and these perks really help me go super hard. So we're going to start with the amulet here. So on the amulet, we got that stamina recovery. When you're hit while below 50%, gain 98 stamina, 30-second cooldown. I think this is the most OP perk in the game pretty much, especially for amulet. If you're in light load as a mage or even a dex player, it will save your life so many times you won't even realize. We also got divine and health on here. And divine is super OP as well. If you're using you know, a lot of pots, it's going to give you 10% more healing effects basically, and that's from incoming healers as well. So I like to pair this with my earring where I have healthy toast and regenerating. So the divine is actually making my mana pots heal me for more, and regenerating is healing me for more. So it's win-win all around. I really recommend these perks. And as far as my ring here, I actually got a new ring. This one is refreshing evasion, hardy, and ice damage. I know I was using the fire damage ring in the previous video, but I did some testing and I actually found it was doing more damage with the tier 2 ice gem if I was to equip that with the ice damage on the ring. So we do have the ice damage ring now with hardy and refreshing evasion, and I really like it. I did notice a big spike in DPS, especially because if you are putting down a lot of ice storms and ice showers and then running in flamethrower, you're getting that 25% damage boost for the 3 seconds from the ultimate on the ice gauntlet. So it's really OP having that ice damage, and ever since I tested that, I've been a big fan. So I'm running the T2 ice gem now in my fire staff with ice damage on the ring, and it hits hard. Trust me, you can test it out. It hits a lot harder than you'd expect. I don't get it, but it works. All right. And then lastly here, we're going to go with my earring. Now this is a great earring. It keeps me alive, as you can tell with the pluses. It's a healthy toast, refreshing toast, and regenerating earring. Super OP. I talked about this perk before, healthy toast. When you drink a mana potion, gain 9.7% of max health. This perk is super OP. A lot of people aren't using it. When 3v3s come out, this perk's going to make or break a lot of teams, I believe. Also with regenerating, you gain 0.49% health every second. Super OP. And of course, everyone knows refreshing toast is a must-have on your earring. Potions cool down 29% faster. But the cool thing is all these perks work together. As you can see where I got divine on my necklace, that is boosting these 2 perks, regenerating and healthy toast, to make me heal better. And everything basically works with each other. You know, I'm getting more energy from these boots to keep me going. I'm protecting myself, resilient, invigorated. So I might not have all the same perks on every piece, but I got a nice wide variety that work well together, and I think that's what makes a good build in this game. So as I said, I just showed you all the new gear here. So I'm going to show you basically my stat points. I usually run 310 int and 160 con, but I pop con food here to go to 200 con, and this is what I'll run around in. Yeah, my physicals normally 1071 and my elementals normally 628. I also run full onyx gems in all my gear. This helps me be super tanky. That's why in a lot of clips you can see me just run up to like 5 guys, 5 melees, and play up close. Another thing to note with this build, it doesn't play much like a regular mage. Regular mages play a little more distant or may use burnout and etc. This build is focused on like big DPS and being tanky, able to play up close, and knowing all your abilities very well. So that's the difference with this build, and I will show you the gear and the exact skills in a moment. Alright, so let's go ahead now and take a look at what skills I'm using on my weapon. Alright, so this is my skill tree for the fire staff currently. I'll just highlight some of these. So as you know, we got the flamethrower, of course. We're going all the way down here, so we have the unlimited cooldown on the flamethrower. Some of the passives we take on this side: kindle, burning lasts 20% longer, very nice. Let it burn, whenever burn deals damage, gain 10% fortify. It's another great one. We got watch it burn, critical hits with fire staff abilities, inflict a stack of burning, also very good. And this one's super OP, combat speed. When you activate a fire staff ability, gain 10% haste. Now, I know there's a few other options here, but out of all the ones I tried, I feel like these are the best. And as you know, we don't use burnout, so we leave that out of here. And we got fireball, we take that all the way down to the end. Same with pillar of fire, we take that all the way down to the end. And then a few perks we pick out of these. Since we don't do many heavies and lights, we're just going to take all the big ones for damage, so increase our critical strikes, 5% more damage, and in power. Then we go with the ruins of Helios, of course. So sometimes when we throw down our abilities, then we get that 25% damage boost. So that's the fire staff there. And we're also going to take a quick look at the ice gauntlet. So it's basically the same thing on the ice gauntlet. It's mostly for utility. We do have to take some perks we don't really want over here, but it's just so we can get the ultimate chill. But this is also increasing the damage dealt to the target by 25% for 3 seconds, which is really OP for the flamethrower if you're rocking the ice gem like I am now in this build. Ice tempest perks that we may not really use, but we're just picking them so we can unlock that, as again the ice gauntlet's more of our secondary utility weapon, and we're going to be doing most of our damage anyway with the fire staff. We're just taking Entombed, going to save our life. What? Ice shower. One perk that we do take over here is quick frost, because we want to stack that haste. And then there's a few random ones here. As long as you get the ultimate chill, you're all good for the ice gauntlet. Then we'll take a look here. So as far as attributes, this is what I'm mostly running in, like OPR, PTR, whatever, just so I'm able to be tanky, because I am running a lot of solo. I don't usually have a pocket healer or anything like that. If I'm just running solo making clips, I'm just running around 310, 200. This is the damage my weapons do, it shows. But I do find a lot of people try to run too low con sometimes and they just die too easy. I think it's more important to be able to stay alive and do more continuous damage over time. Alright, with that being said, that's just taking a look at my new build. I just wanted to showcase that for a few people that have been asking. Just an updated guide, basically, new perks I'm using, new armor I'm using. I do hope you guys enjoyed that. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm currently working on a 3v3 arena highlights video that should be coming out soon. It should be pretty cool. Really excited for that to come into the live game. I think it's going to bring back a lot of hype. But in the meantime, yeah, here's the new flamethrower build. Just some of my updated perks. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.